Hello my friends and welcome to Ceph Plays Darkest Dungeon 2. Hope you're all doing well. I loved Darkest Dungeon 1, it's one of my favorite games of all time, and I haven't gotten a chance to spend a lot of time with Darkest Dungeon 2, so since the expansion just came out, I thought I would start a fresh run and play it with you all so that we can experience this game in a series that is very near and dear to my heart, so let's enjoy and play some Darkest Dungeon 2. Like I said, the expansion just dropped today, so we got 2 new classes. I will try to unlock those so we can play around with them early, but I am starting on a brand new account just because it's been a while since I've played this game. I want to refamiliarize myself with the mechanics as well as show you everything in the game if you are new to Darkest Dungeon. Alright, let's go. Game has some of the best aesthetics in gaming, I think. And of course the narrator is incredible.
Ruin has found you at last. My protege, my friend. Our calculations were correct. The ephemeral equation is unbalanced. The Earth spins on a strange and terrifying new axis. And everywhere, unbridled consequence. The world is a wasteland of failures past. And yet, you must ride out into it, unafraid. Take this. It is hope, the very last of it. It is yours now. You were bold once. Be bold once more. Free yourself from this suffocating stillness. Fix your gaze on the horizon. And face the fearsome truth of the darkest dungeon.
I just can't get enough of that stuff.
Your sanctum, adrift in this bituminous nightmare.
Alright, here we go. So, Darkest Dungeon 1 was kind of a...
I know failure well. I glimpsed it lurking at the ragged edges of your mind.
I'm gonna let the narrator talk.
I watched its venom spread through the veins of the world. And I trembled at its terrible reverberations. The crossroads. Wait by the lantern's light, and welcome what help may come.
So, Darkest Dungeon 1 was kind of a management game, an adventurer management game, where you would form teams of adventurers from a base and send them one at a time off into the Darkest Dungeon, or rather several dungeons leading up to the Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon 2 is more of a traditional roguelike, where we construct a team right from the beginning and take them through an adventure. If we all wipe, then the run ends and we have to start over from the beginning, so we're going to be doing our best to avoid that. Yeah, so I'm going to be skipping most of the tutorials, except if there are things from the new DLCs, so excited to try those out. So basically in this game we're constructing a party of 4, and how we position them is really important. The game gives us a sort of default positioning to start with, so we're going to go with that. But essentially, we're making a rank of 4 guys in a row.
Hunted, harried, a fugitive seeking to outpace the past.
And how, where they stand in your party affects what abilities they can use, as well as which tiles of the 4 enemies, and most encounters are going to have 4 enemies in a row, that they can hit. You'll kind of see how that works as we go.
Science stains the surgeon's hands.
We get a little tutorial mission here.
Onward, and let us hope enough yet remains of the world.
And we can start learning how to fight.
Denial is giving way.
Yes, do not let the flame expire. So we need to keep this light level high. If it expires, then bad things happen. So you can see that here we have access to all 4 of our abilities because the ones we have equipped can all be used from rank 3 with this character. And which character acts in which order, you can see at the top of the screen here. It's going to cycle from right to left. So we're going to hope that these 3 can kill these 2 before they get a turn. Obviously this is a tutorial mission, so it's not that important, but or it's not that dangerous. But ideally we won't take any damage because this game gives you very, very limited access to healing. We killed that one zombie. And then let's go with Duelist Advance, setting up our riposte, so now if they get attacked... So we took 3 damage there and gained a stress point. Gaining stress points is really bad. That's how you lose this game often. If your stress hits 10, your character dies, so you need to be very careful with that.
One less obstacle in our path.
Also, the more stressed your characters are, the more they will bicker, and setting up good relationships between your party is really important, the core to this game.
Are you shaken? There is so much worse in store.
I'm going to be reminding myself of some of the strategy and stuff as we go, because like I said, I've only played this Darkest Dungeon 2 a little bit. So in these areas we have a choice. If we have this yellow thing, it means that this will make them happy with each other. It'll improve their relationships, which is something we really want to do early. So these 2 agree on the same action. So we can either get a trinket here or some consumables, as well as increasing our torch back to 100. So let's get a trinket and make Audrey and Dismas happy with one another. And you can see their relationship went up to 10.
Springs in the unlikeliest places.
I think the volume may be a little bit high, so let me just adjust that quickly. Let me know if you enjoy Darkest Dungeon and want to see more of it on the channel, and if so, if you have comments on like the volume of the setup or what you'd like to see me do in terms of covering this game. Definitely
You can feel it.
leave comments. We're gonna have another fight here.
Even your valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
So this enemy is dangerous because she can apply stress to us, which we want to avoid at all costs, basically. So I'm going to be trying to take her out. Thrown Dagger is our sort of range damage option. Flashing Daggers, we could hit this guy with both, because he takes up 2 tiles. We could also apply poison to her with Poison Darts, and I think that's going to be more damage overall than the Thrown Dagger. And then we also have Absinthe on this character, which is limited to 3 uses per combat, and only does anything if our health is, or heals if our health is lower than a quarter. Not super useful right now, so let's go with that. Ooh, a critical hit. And 2 poison. Here we're going to go with, so Rampart, Crush, heal damage when the target has combo. We can also remove stress if we are over 5 stress, and it's very important to get abilities that remove stress in this game because you want to stay under 5 stress. We can apply block to ourselves. We can knock back the enemy. I think what we're going to do is just hit this guy. And then here, I can't hit her with Duelist Advance because she's in the back. So let's use Pistol Shot, which can reach the back row. And see if we can kill that thing before it starts applying stress to us, which we did. Noxious Blast applies 4 Blight, or we could do Blinding. So this does Blinding Gas on the rear 2 rows. It puts a combo marker on the enemy and applies Blind for 1 turn. I think let's just go with the Poison. Even if we roll 3 damage on this plus 4 poison, it won't stop this guy from getting a turn, so I'm just going to put it on the big guy. Try to take him out earlier. We took half damage there because we had a block marker. Oof. That was a big hit, but no stress, which is more what I'm worried about right now. Let's stack up more Blight on the Woodsman here. So you can see Blight stacks up further, so that he has 5 turns of 6 Blight damage. So that's going to really help. I can add some block, protect Dismas and add block to Barristan if I want to with Defender. Use Bolster to give myself some block. I think what we're going to do is just hit this thing again and try to take it out soon. Barristan lost some stress because when you get a critical hit, you can end up losing stress. So one thing that's, if you get critical hit by enemies, you can gain stress, and stress, as we've said many times, is bad. But if you critical hit an enemy, then you can lose stress. So one of the best ways to remove stress from your party is to have high crit chance. I'm going to do this, and this will set us up some strike backs, get a critical hit as well. And then here, we will again stack up more Blight on it. Oh wow, we're getting a lot of crits. I can only assume we're going to pay for this later. So right now, he's got 10 Blight on him for 5 turns, and so will die, although we can't hit it. The Lost Soul is guarded by the Woodsman here, so I'm just going to do Defender here, just to block some damage. Because if I hit the Lost Soul, it's going to hit the Woodsman instead, and the Woodsman's going to die on his turn. Let's throw Blinding Gas. So what this did is it applied Blind and had a 25% chance to combo. Flashing Daggers, because it already hits the Woodsman, he won't be able to block it, even though he's protecting the Lost Soul. So we're going to do Flashing Daggers here. Since this hits both enemies, it will actually hit the rear one, meaning that we were able to kill it through the guard. Oh, right. Another mechanic from Darkest Dungeon 2 is when enemies reach 0 hit points, tough enemies don't always die. We have to eat through their death armor, which protects them from a death blow. So we're going to need to hit him at 0 hit points a few times. That we should be able to do, though. So we took a little damage there, but I'm feeling pretty happy with this so far. Very happy to get this anti-venom useful combat item. We'll take that, and I should probably equip my party as well.
To the inn. Rest and resupply await you.
Alright, how do I do that again? So trinkets, I could add stress resist and death blow resist in exchange for losing debuff resist. Damage in exchange for speed. We really do not want to lower our speed because going first in this game is really important, so I don't think it's worth equipping this. But what I will do is equip the combat item here, and this will allow him to use the anti-venom to remove blight and heal an ally. One other mechanic in this game is we're trying to bring back candles and relics and stuff, and those take up inventory slots, so we have to manage our inventory pretty carefully. Trying to get to the mountain up there, as you can see. But we made it to the inn.
Crackles inviting thee once again.
2 candles gained for reaching the inn. Oh, I guess we just have to end our first expedition here. That's funny. So we don't get to go on. Well, we'll just start right over. End expedition.
Shall we continue? Or is the lesson too demanding?
Because, yeah, I guess for tutorial reasons, it's making us end the expedition here. Even though we were in good shape.
Do not despair. There is nobility in the attempt.
Alright, let's dismiss all these things, because... so you can see we get candles, which are the game's sort of meta progression currency from achieving goals. There's lots of different goals we can achieve. And let's start a new expedition. I don't think 5 candles is enough to unlock a new hero, but we'll see. Yes, we earn candles. For this first visit, you must visit the working fields. Okay, so click on this.
Spare a thought for tools of iron. Such implements will serve us well.
So we can unlock things that we can find in the game by spending candles. And we don't get info on what it is that unlocks right away. I think we're just going to pass on this and embark. So I'm just not going to bother unlocking anything right now, because I want to unlock... we must spend all our candles. Okay.
To recall a thing.
So, sure, we'll unlock this. The Bulwark Band. Turn start, we gain a dodge, 15%, and every time we miss, we blind ourselves. Let's unlock a combat item. Neutralizing powders. Gives you poison resist.
At our disposal. A drop of sanity in a sea of madness.
Stagecoach items are basically passive benefits we can equip to our stagecoach. And inn items are consumables we can use at the inn to heal or reduce stress.
The world's affliction and overcome it. Once more into the maelstrom, in search of what hope yet remains.
They've changed the tutorialization a lot for this game since I played last.
Indistinct and ill-lighted. No comfort awaits you here. The shackles of denial must be destroyed. I remember our first meeting on the steps of the university. A collegial handshake that would doom us both. Your insightful questions during my lectures gave me pause, and I recognized in you something of a kindred spirit. Despite our differences in age and position, we shared a keen fascination for archaeology, folklore, and, of course, occultism. The crossroads. Who will step forward into the light?
So now we choose our party, but of course it's going to be the same party.
Pride. More devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
So as we progress through the game, we'll be able to unlock new skills for these guys, but currently we only have the starting skills.
Hunted.
They also each have
A
hero
fugitive
goals,
seeking to outpace the past.
and we get candles if we fulfill these goals. So if we go to a Shrine of Reflection, Barristan will give us 2 candles. Dismas wants to go to a field hospital.
Avarice slips unseen into the catacombs of the mind.
Audrey wants to kill 2 gaunts.
Indiscriminate science stains the surgeon's hands.
And Paracelsus wants to scout a region with a watchtower. Here's a fact about the real historical Paracelsus, who was an important contributor to medical science.
But you are not alone.
Paracelsus was a pen name, and his actual name was Theophrastus Bombastus von Hohenheim, which, why would you ever change that name?
Exhausted. Ahead, only trial and tribulation. The bulwark of your denial is giving way.
So we're again going to try to kill this widow before she acts. Pistol shot. And a poison dart. We got a little unlucky there in terms of our damage. And you can see it adds a stress, an effect that increases stress, has a 75% chance to increase stress every turn. So we actually got lucky with Paracelsus here and did not get stressed out this round. So I could blind this guy. He's already blinded once. Let's just hit this and see if we can stop some enemies from acting, maybe. Oh, resisted the poison. They missed that attack, which is good. And I'll hit the damaged one, see if we can kill it. This has been a rough combat so far. We got blighted too. We're taking a bunch of damage here. Battlefield medicine removes poison. Ounce of prevention increases resistance. The stress continued to not. We got two 25%ers in a row, which is pretty nice. We're also losing light every round that this combat goes on, so you lose light every round, which is bad. The higher your light, the easier the game is, basically. Let's just throw out a Noxious Blast here. And we're going to go with a pistol shot to stop. Yeah, unfortunately, she's still got enough health. I could also go with a pistol shot on this guy, because the Audrey's attack is guaranteed to kill the Widow next turn, so pistol shot has a chance of killing the Lost Soul. Of course, we roll minimum damage. But the poison dart is guaranteed to kill her, because it will do at least one, and she was effectively at 1 HP with the 2 poison. Got a stress there, which is what we wanted to avoid. Kill that one so it doesn't get to take a turn. Oh no, 2 stress already. Thanks to getting crit, that's pretty brutal. So for healing or stress removal, we really don't have a lot of options. Just gonna try to kill this guy as soon as possible. Oh, it got stunned. What did it get stunned by? I'm not sure why this guy got stunned. Maybe it has a chance to just be stunned. Battlefield medicine will not heal any enemies because we're not below 50% health, but I can remove this poison and prevent some damage, so I think I'm going to do that because this guy's stunned anyways, so we should have enough turns to kill it before it gets to act. And I wanted to give Dismiss the kill because when he kills something, there's a chance of removing +5 mastery. Right, we get mastery points, which we can use to upgrade our skills. When you kill something, there's a chance of reducing stress, so I wanted to give that to him.
Push on to the inn. Rest and resupply await you.
You heal slowly over time while you're traveling. So as long as you don't take too much damage, you'll heal it back in between combats.
For the weary body. Even more, perhaps, for the restless soul.
And we did heal 1 stress. So let's take a look at the Provisioner, who sells us consumables.
But fairly priced.
and see if there's something we can do that removes stress at the inn. Laudanum is a combat item that will reduce stress by 1, so these are worth buying for sure. We have 58 gold. And we can also buy trinkets with these baubles. So we have gold, which can buy inn items and combat consumables, and we have baubles, which we can use to buy trinkets. So I'm going to buy anything that reduces stress, basically. Calming incense we're going to buy. I'm also going to buy these A Glimmer of Hopes, because they increase light source, or our light, and it's very good to keep that up. Remove fear and reduce stress by 1. Yes, we'll buy both of those. Stale bread, whiskey. This gives friendship to 2 targets, I want to say. Which is good. It's really important to increase our friendship, so let's buy some whiskey. I think I'm just going to spend out all of my money on whiskey. A familiar story. And I think that's all we needed. I could also have bought some additional items. We can equip this stagecoach item. When we unlocked it, I guess we got a copy of it. So now we do plus 15% damage in the sprawl, so we'll want to try to go to the sprawl. Select, yeah, so we can go to the sprawl and we'll deal extra damage and also get more candles, so that's good. We don't need trophies yet. Mastery trainer.
That you may stand just a little taller at the end.
We can upgrade our skills with, so let's do that. So bolster. If I upgrade bolster, it reduces stress by 2, so this can be used to keep my stress low. I think it's very important to get a stress reducer, and you want to upgrade all the skills that you use regularly. So like Duelist's Advance, we're going to use all the time, so I'm going to upgrade that probably. Poison Dart upgrades from 2 to 4 poison, so like basically doubles. Absinthe doesn't really upgrade. Ounce of Prevention and Battlefield Medicine. Neither of these upgrade to remove stress, right? But Blinding Gas we can upgrade to include... Can I like right click on this? How do I... Trying to figure out how I see what these things mean. Like the glossary is there a key to hit for that? Here we go, token glossary. So daze, next action will be delayed to the end of the round, converts to stun when stacked. Okay, so if I can get Blinding Gas to stack daze on enemies at the back, then it will stun them. And I think Audrey had something that dazed as well, right? No. Somebody else have some kind of daze. I mean, Blinding Gas upgraded seems okay. Noxious Blast upgrades to 6 poison. That's gotta be pretty good. We're definitely upgrading Bolster with one of our 5 mastery points, because that's gonna be our way to keep stress down. And you have to have a stress healer. And then I'm definitely upgrading Duelist's Advance, because adding 3 riposts means it's gonna work very well. We don't have a way to go backwards with this character. No need to upgrade Flashing Daggers. I think I will upgrade Poison Dart, because going from 2 to 4 poison is really good. And then Noxious Blast going to 6 poison is good. I think we will upgrade Noxious Blast, and we're going to be using Crush and Rampart pretty regularly. Defender gets you the enhanced blocks, which are 75% damage reduction, which is really strong. Bolster also gives one of the upgraded blocks. This is where I don't know like the metagame or what's correct to pick here. We're just kind of exploring. 4 to 10 upgraded from 4 to 7 is pretty nice. Thrown Dagger. We already have a ranged weapon for her. I think I'm going to upgrade Blinding Gas. Don't know if that's correct, but seems good to me. And then, so we've done the mastery trainer, so now we want to apply some of these things. So let's go back to our in items, and because something like the whiskey, we can make two people friendlier. Where do I see relationships? Relationships. Okay, so 999. So if I want to get someone into the friend zone, they're all at 9 with one another. So we'll just stack this on 2 of them. Who do we want to be friends? Let's make Dismas and Barristan friends, I guess. So what we need to do is raise their relationship up to this point. So 4 more pips between the 2 of them. I worry I'm gonna make them like alcoholics or something. So I think if we get them to 13 relationship, they have a higher chance of forming a positive relationship, which they have a chance to do at the end of every inn. So, okay, no, they're still neutral, so we need to increase it by 1 more to get into the yellow. Do we have any other way to make people pals? We don't. And I don't need to reduce Dismas's stress currently, but let's head on to our next area. Select the sprawl.
Another nameless city. Another
and
inferno
rest.
of mutilation and madness.
So we've increased their affinity quite a bit, but we will have to wait for them to form positive relationships later on. And what we don't want is for them to become enemies, because then they can form a negative relationship, which can like cost you turns, increase their stress, stuff like that.
The great cities of man.
Rough patch, -1 wheel.
And a flame.
Oh, I see. So we have wheels and armor on our carriage. Damage when driving on rough routes. When 100%, each hero gains plus 50% travel healing. We would get a lair. I don't know if we can fight a boss fight yet. We have like no trinkets or anything. We also need a watchtower for one of our goals. So if I go to the left, I can accomplish that. So I think we'll probably want to take this left-hand path. Let's also equip the trinkets and combat items for everybody. Barristan needs... Sure, we'll do... Oh no, he's already our stress healer, so let's not have him remove stress. We will have Audrey remove stress and Smith remove stress. And combat items don't take a turn to use, so they're very useful. Bulwark Band, we can get dodge chance at the cost of potential blinds. I think I don't want to equip this. We'll just hang on to it right now. Oops. So, let's go left. Hazardous routes. Driving on a hazard will damage 1 point of armor on the stagecoach. Okay, so I need to drive around those fires. Makes sense. Should have done a little bit better driving there. So now we scouted the area, we have a little more information about how to choose where we're going. We get an Oblivion tier, and then we have to keep going straight. So let's path around the burning book pile, and then, oh god. I can't tell which of those were hazardous, because I didn't hit that thing. Oh, I see. It's just this is a hazard that we will always hit and lose an armor. Okay, so I don't have to path around the burning book piles. Higher loathing results in tougher conditions for the party, so I want to avoid loathing. But we got a hero goal because we used a watchtower. Somebody got a little bit of stress there. The academic study. So, unfortunately, we have to damage their relationship. Barristan wants to leave, and Paracelsus wants to get a trinket and then have something random happen. So, let's try that. They lose 2 relationship with one another, which is unfortunate. But
unparalleled power.
We get damage per positive and lose damage per negative token. Let's take this, and I will equip that to somebody, because we have... we start with positive tokens, so we will gain 10% damage. I guess I'll put that on Dismiss, because he's going to be stacking up positive tokens, since he will be adding ripostes to himself as well. Okay, can we get rid of... There we go.
Look ahead. A place to reflect, remember, and reconcile.
Alright, we've got to fight these guys. So again, we're going to try to kill the Widow to prevent stress, and we could remove fear or remove stress currently. I'm going to save this for when our characters go over 3 stress, because we want to keep them at 3 or lower. And we're going to try to kill this thing before she acts. And the urchin as well. So he should have quite a bit of damage boost because he has the trinket that's giving him damage boost per positive token. And he has currently 3 positive tokens. Let's blinding gas the 2 at the back here. This gives them a chance to miss their next attacks. And we got to stop it from going, at least, because we moved its action to the end of the turn with that daze, and then we were able to attack it. Unfortunately, we did add horror to Audrey here, but we can use the laudanum to cure her of that. Hit this front guy.
Measured.
4 HP and 4 poison, that's what I like to see, so we should be able to just kill this one with a Wicked Slice.
Straightforward.
And yeah, he does tons of bonus damage right now because he has that trinket. And then Audrey has horror for 2 turns, so we could laudanum to remove it. We've gotten so lucky on these horror triggers, it has not stressed her out at all. I am gonna use this because removing stress and preventing it in future is good. We'll use the pick to the face there. We have 87 light, so I don't need to use one of these to increase our flame yet. Got a little bit of money and baubles. Hero goal complete there. I don't like that it keeps taking the map off. I like to see the map as I go. So now you can see we've lost some light, so when we go to our next zone, we're going to want to get that back. So this lets us learn about the heroes' pasts and unlock new skills for them. I don't know which hero we want to unlock skills for, so I'm going to start with Paracelsus. I think there's a good skill that we unlock for her.
Plague Doctor. Chapter 1. The Good Student. Brilliant and bold, her unconventional theories created nothing short of a scandal in her 4th year. The mocking whispers and scornful glares of her peers and professors had an ironically invigorating effect upon her extracurricular experiments. The mysteries of the human body, of life and death itself, hovered just beyond her scalpel's reach. If only she could acquire a corpse of sufficient freshness.
So that will either tell you a little bit of story, or you actually get to play through vignettes from their past, which I think is a really cool way of doing it. And yeah, so we've learned Emboldening Vapors, which can add bonus damage to one of our allies. Okay, hero goal complete, sure. What are their hero goals? How do I see those? Hero goals. Oh yeah, also all these heroes have quirks. So our Plague Doctor has bonus crit chance and a chance to get a dodge, but has worse chances of forming relationships. Our Grave Robber, has a chance to gain stress when attacking. That is very bad. Okay, that's where the stun came from. 5% chance to stun on hit. Extra crit chance with melee skills. And this will vary from run to run, what quirks these guys have. Minus 10% or plus 10% debuff resistance and greedy. And Barristan does extra stuff to pillagers, but if HP is less than 50%, loses 1 speed. Okay. Those are okay quirks, I think. We've got a combat, and then we will hit the resistance encounter.
You are finding your courage at last. Rubble and flame, as far as the eye can see.
These dogs are super dangerous, so we want to hit them. Let's go with flashing daggers on both of these guys. That'll remove the dodge token. And because it's an AoE, it's sort of less wasteful to do it that way. I could remove the bleed. I don't need to do that yet. I could Noxious Blast. I could Blinding Gas. I think we're gonna... I could hit this dog with this. If we roll the 4 damage and it doesn't resist the poison with its 40% poison resist, then that would kill it. I could also Blinding Gas the 2 rear enemies here, blinding them and potentially comboing against them. Let's start with that. So this means they will go at the end of this round and then also have a 50% chance to miss their attacks. I'm going to go with Crush on... Actually, let's use a Glimmer of Hope to increase our light, since we have more than 15 light to go before we reach 100, so we might as well use that. Oh, it used to be you could use this on an ally to gain a chance of gaining friendship points with them, but apparently you can only self-cast it now. And I'm going to hit this Mongrel. The Mongrel's the most dangerous enemy right now, I think. And we're going to go with Duelist Advance, finish that off, and gain a bunch of positive tokens here.
Agony.
A little bit of bleed and a combo. You can see we dodge that attack and return an attack, which is why it's so good to be applying Riposte there. Noxious Blast. Yeah, we don't have any way for Paracelsus to affect the rear row currently, so let's just throw poison on the front guy, who has a 10% chance to resist and resists. Little unlucky there.
But effective.
Taking a bit of damage on Barristan, but honestly that's fine. We'll go with the Pick to the face, I think. Or Poison Dart. So Poison Dart is 2 to 5, so average is 3.5 damage plus 4. So that's gonna, on average, kill this guy. Pick to the face averages 3.5 damage. Or averages 5.5 damage. So yeah, on average, Poison Dart's gonna do better. Oh, well, we also can just crit and kill him instantly. I wanted to use this because this moves Barristan forward, which would then allow Dismiss to move forward. I think what we're going to do is just attack, though. Because with that ability, he can't hit the third row. Ah, come on. He was blinded. He had a good chance to miss that one. Battlefield Medicine. It wouldn't heal either of these guys, but it will remove the fire and bleeding. So let's just use that on on Dismas.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
These corpses are in the way, so we aren't able to hit this guy, because Dismas, from his current position, he can only hit the front 2 enemy rows. We could also just add critical hit and dodge to him. But I think we're just going to work on breaking one of these to let him hit stuff. And then you are going to poison dart. And, alright, 4 damage, that should be good enough. Let's go with a bolster, because if you use friendly abilities on allies, there's a chance it gives you affinity. And this guy's 100% dead anyways, so we're just gonna kind of spam out turns to heal. And try to farm some affinity.
An unexpected find.
Healing received from skills, but lower move resistance. I don't think we want to equip that either. Hey, we got some slime mold from running over those books.
They revel in debauchery, debasing themselves in the face of the end.
We already did shrines, yeah. Alright, so Dismas and Barristan both want to fight, and Audrey wants to run away. So basically I get to choose which of them loses relationship points with Audrey, because they're always going to gain relationship points with one another. I'm going to lose points with Barristan because he's our stress healer, so he's more likely to gain points, I think, in future. So this guy casts buffs, which increase the strength and give dodge chance to his allies. I think we still do want to just hit this thing. If it dodges, that's fine. Only a 50% chance, though, and we were able to avoid the dodge. And then I'm going to try to kill the Immoletist with poison. Blinding gas on this person, they're already blinded, so they already have a 50% chance to miss, and this one doesn't attack. So blinding gas is not that useful here. Let's just go with poison this front enemy. Alright, we missed. Got to attack back, and also eat the dodge token, which is great, and then she missed because of the blind token, which is perfect. So now we're going to use Rampart, which will move Barristan to the front, and then Dismas can use his Duelist Advance again. And basically those two dancing back and forth is sort of the core combo of like having those two in your party. Oh, this guy also has a Daze token now, so we can stun it by using Blinding Gas. Oh, what the hell? Oh, no. Alright, well, that wasn't great. I do still want to stun this enemy, but I also want to remove the fire and heal Audrey here. I think we're going to go with the heal.
This road cannot be walked alone.
And then we'll just finish this guy with Duelist Advance. This enemy needs to be hit, but I think we could prevent some damage by poisoning this one. And then Barristan, so Bolster only cures stress if they have 5 stress, which Audrey does, so we can use Bolster to reduce stress by 2.
A deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
Buffs its ally, which is okay. It's going to die on its next turn, and while this guy does have a dodge chance, we can remove its dodge. No, because this can't hit the front row. I think we'll just attack it. Hope it doesn't dodge. It did, but that's alright. This thing has 17 health, so hopefully we can just do enough damage to it. Poison Dart is still going to be our best damage. Do I want to use a Laudanum? No. Man, keeps rolling 6 damage, and then this Noxious Blast will hopefully finish it. Great, and then this guy will die to the poison. Eventually. Alright, given that it didn't, Absinthe doesn't do anything, excuse me, because we're not below 25% health. So let's just kill it. And we're able to keep our stress low.
Wealth is worthless without purpose.
So now I choose an assistance encounter or a Shrine of Reflection. I'd like to hit these shrines early so we can unlock the good. So now you click to decide. We don't... Oh, I see. When we get there, we... Oh, whoops. I made both of those guys stressed because they both wanted to go to the assistance encounter. Should pay attention to which way your heroes want to go. So I added some stress to them. So he's stealthed, I can't target him, and he will crit on his next attack, so I'm highly incentivized to blind it, to try to avoid the critical hit. Let's go with a Poison Dart on this one, try to kill it before it acts. And then we're going to blind the 2 rear enemies. We can't directly attack it through the stealth, but we were able to apply the blind anyways, because that was an AoE ability. Nice, critical hit.
Promising development.
And an attack back. We are starting to collect a little bit of stress, which is starting to get a bit worrying. So now this guy gets to attack. It has a 50% chance to miss. Oh, no, wait, because it's, it was dazed, so it goes at the end of the round. So let's go with Poison Dart on this. And we can remove its stealth and dodge with Tracking Shot, so now we can target it. However, Blinding Gas is on cooldown, so the only thing that Paracelsus can usefully do is cast Ounce of Prevention on the whole party.
Empowered, emboldened.
And let's go with Defender and get a block. Oh, I'm also going to just use this Glimmer of Hope to increase our light. And we'll go with Defender and get a block on Audrey so that she doesn't take this critical hit. Oh, it's going to re-stealth itself instead of attacking. Now it's got 2 crits stacked up. Okay. Well, we'll keep stacking blind on it. And I can't attack it directly. I can start moving it forward to where the AoE attacks can hit it. So I guess we're going to try to break one of these corpses. And now you, again, can't attack it directly except with Tracking Shot, so let's do that. And now Barristan should be able to hit it at least. Oh yeah, and he'll heal 10% because it's got a combo marker. There might be a better thing we can do with this combo marker, but because he wasn't hurt. And it's going to stealth again. I guess if we keep Tracking Shotting it, it's just going to keep using its stealth attack every round. But since Dismas went first this time, we were able to hit it and then attack everything else with it.
Threats await those who dare.
Or attack it with everyone else. Alright, and we are coming up on this shrine. Oh, I should have looked at the map, actually, because we could have got the shrine and the assistance encounter. I'll keep going down Paracelsus' storyline. For now.
Chapter 2. Head of the class. The professor was a relic, hacking and wheezing his way through a hopelessly conventional curriculum.
Alright, so now we have to disprove the professor, and so we're basically playing a little mini-game. We review notes. Professor is stressing us out. Heated rebuttal, or heated rebuttal, 100% hit. Sit down! So let's try to reduce our stress. Conclusion. So he does conclusion, and then we can do heated rebuttal, I assume. Coughing fit. Oh no! Alright, so then we're gonna... So we review notes until he's done lecture, lecture, conclusion. And then we can heated rebuttal him. To death!
She delighted in the combative debate, and behind her bookish glasses, reveled in their outrage and confusion.
And now we've unlocked Plague Grenade, which will let us apply poison to both the back row enemies. Very important skill, I think. Once we are able to equip it.
Whispers.
Let me make sure I can't just change skills in the middle. Can we do that? Oh yeah, okay, it looks like I can just change skills. So let's unequip Incision and equip Plague Grenade. Do I want Emboldening Vapors? Hold Alt to show upgraded skill. Yeah, so we definitely want to have Plague Grenade so that now we have an option to attack the rear rank. And Incision we don't need because we're leaving Paracelsus in the back rank mostly, although the enemies may pull her forward. We're going to get a couple combats here. So we're going to need to reduce Audrey's stress again if we can. Ooh. What's this guy? We've got a pit fighter. Because Audrey's starting to get really stressed, unfortunately. And then we've got this shaman. So let's hit the shaman. And then you're going to do this. I'm just going to hit the big guy, I think. No, I'll probably try to kill both the little guys first. Ooh, a crit. Nice, and they became better pals, too. Okay, blinded and added a stress, so we're going to bolster Audrey to start removing stress. You need to do this, like, early and often, reducing stress. And then the Plague Grenade should allow us to kill both of these guys if we're lucky. Yeah, 3 poison. So that one died. And then the Pit Fighter gets 2 actions. So it's very dangerous. Next attack deals plus 50%. And oof. Huge damage to Audrey. Let's Wicked Slice this guy, I guess. And Audrey, you are going to... We still can't use Absinthe effectively, so let's just poison the big guy. Missed because of the blind token, which is fine. He punched him, but because we used Bolster, we had a high-level block. One of the upgraded blocks, so we took 75% less damage. Now, we got pushed back 1, but I can use Rampart to move ourselves forward. While we wait for Bolster to come back off cooldown so we can bring Audrey's stress back down. And then here, Battlefield Medicine will heal and remove this fire, so let's do that.
This road cannot be walked alone.
Got the blind chance from our bright light here, which is really nice. And we'll go with a wicked slice, I guess. Poison dart. Normally I would be using, by the way, normally I'd be using hotkeys to select these skills, but I'm trying to show you which skills we're using as I use them. Bolster to reduce stress. She keeps gaining stress because she has the thing that gives her stress when she attacks, which is why we're having to constantly manage her stress. Very bad quirk to have. We got one death blow by poisoning it a bunch. Also, it keeps targeting Audrey. Break its armor. We'll just remove this fire because it's going to die to the poison. It's got no death armor left.
Extinguished at last.
So we can gain an HP back. And then, sure, I guess I'll attack it. Might cure him of one stress, which in fact we did. Dismiss is really our carry right now because he's generating so many positive tokens and gets bonus damage for every one that he has. And we get to go do another resistance encounter, which will reduce loathing by 1. Then we're going to increase it again, but that's fine. So Dismiss wants to leave. That won't annoy everyone, apparently, but nobody else wants to leave, whereas I can have Barristan or Audrey gain friendship by taking the fight, and I want to take the fight anyways, so that's great. We can repair their friendship back up to 9. Again, we're going to want to kill the shaman at the rear here, but I need to start with duelist advance pretty much always. We'll hit the one that doesn't have a dodge token. Get a little bit of stress on Paracelsus here, but Plague Grenade should finish this guy. Actually, he's dying anyways. Is it better to just throw a Noxious Blast? Yeah, it probably is. Hit the front one for more poison damage. Because I could hit the guy in position 3 here, but the rear one's dying anyways, so there's not much point in using the AoE. Then we'll use Rampart. 6 damage and 5 health, so I'll hit this guy. Killed it. This one's blinded, but unfortunately didn't miss. Again, no point in using any of these things, so we will just... Actually, it's possible I shouldn't be attacking with Audrey to prevent her from gaining stress. I don't think I can sort of think that way, though. It's only a 5% chance. And all these guys have enough poison, they'll die in one hit here. We're going to use Bolster. It won't reduce stress, but it might increase their friendship. Similarly, Battlefield Medicine to remove the bleed.
Sweet reprieve. Until the next test is put before you.
Poison resist and lose bleed resist. I mean, I guess that's
the loathing of
good. So I suppose I'll put that on, just put that on Barristan. Bleed resist is more dangerous usually. Also, I guess I might as well equip the Patch of Lie here if we want to clear corpses. And on we go. We've reduced loathing, but now we are going to increase loathing.
The loathing whispers.
And then we fight the Oblivion Rampart Cultist encounter, which is sort of a tough mini-boss encounter before each inn. Chalk Dust. So these are sort of unique enemies that do especially dangerous attacks. Already increasing our stress. And I want to kill this altar, I believe, because it's going to buff all the cultists. and then the Cherub. These Evangelists are very dangerous. They do like bleeding damage and stuff, but I think it's more important that we kill the Altar first. I'm gonna hit it and get it poisoned, and then Plague Grenade on the back too. This will remove 1 dodge and also start poisoning. He resisted bleed even though I reduced his bleed resistance. Kinda nice. Altar of Denial added block and dodge to all of them. Let's go with a Duelist Advance, and I'll hit the Cherub even though it's got a dodge chance. Because really we're just doing this to apply the riposts. And then we're going to Rampart forward. Push this Evangelist back, because frontline enemies, it's usually good to push towards the back. They will have to do worse attacks if they're out of position. That guy now has a crit. And the Altar added block to everything. Let's go with a Duelist Advance. The Cherub's gonna die, the Altar is gonna die before its next action, so we can just focus on these 2 front enemies. I'd love to be able to get rid of this guy's crit, or blind it at least, but I don't think there's any way to do that easily. So let's just focus down this Evangelist. 5 stress. I want to laudanum it, but we actually want to stay at 5 stress because then we can bolster to remove 2 stress. So it's net -1 stress if we use that rather than the consumable. Stack some poison on this guy. Ounce of Prevention to prevent bleed I don't think is any particularly useful. Let's just keep stacking poison on the Evangelists. And then you can now bolster Audrey to reduce her stress to 3. Then we can use the... Oh, he's got 5 bleed, so I should really try to battlefield medicine that bleed off. This guy's gonna die. He's out of death resist, so we can just start Wicked Slicing the front one. Oh no, the front one's stealthed. Okay, so let's go with... Tracking Shot doesn't work because it can't target the front enemy. So I guess we just pass the turn and spend the turn take aiming. Give Dismiss a guaranteed crit. And then we will battlefield medicine to remove this bleed.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
And then Audrey's still at 3 stress, which is fine. I still can't hit this front one. I guess I'll go with Absinthe and just increase her speed. Give her some dodge chance. This will help protect against the critical hit. And then then we'll throw in a Defender, so now we'll at least have dodge and block on everybody going into the turn where the enemy's going to critical hit. Alright, well, it hit us through the dodge, which is a little unlucky, but, you know, could be worse. We got 3 stress, but 3 is a manageable amount of stress. Hit it for a bunch of poison. Took a little bleed damage, but let's go with a guaranteed crit. Oh no, we lost our crit. Oh, because he used the riposte.
Agony by accumulation.
Everybody sitting at 3 stress. Battlefield medicine won't heal anyone, but we can at least prevent this this bleed damage from happening. And then we'll go with Rampart. And Duelist Advance. 1 death armor down, and so now it's guaranteed to die to the poison, so we're just gonna self-buff, I think. Just apply a bunch of buffs to give us better chances of gaining friendship points. And also prevent that bleed damage. And then it dies to the poison. We get a bunch of light back as well for beating that encounter. Dark Impulse, an unforgettable trinket, unlocks the potential of Cultist Trinket. It gives us 50% bleed resist, but we gain stress every turn if we're bleeding. We also get +6 speed, just a flat +6 speed item. That's an incredible item.
The loathing abates.
So let's put that on, I think, Dismiss, because then he can set up Duelist Advance from the start. Very happy to have that. And we can add remove stealth from an enemy with the chalk dust as a consumable, which seems pretty good. And on to the inn, because we've defeated the cultist encounter. No, they lost friendship because Paracelsus is greedy. Alright, so we made it through the sprawl. We lost an armor off of our coach, but at least still have some wheels. I don't know how we repair those.
Under the mountain's unblinking gaze.
But we do get some quirks for reaching the inn. So Paracelsus gained Toonhummer, which is going to annoy everyone. Audrey gained Hemophiliac, making her more likely to bleed. And Barristan gained Occultophobic. 3 negative quirks. But, you know, that's Darkest Dungeon. But we did complete a bunch of hero objectives, and our party is still in pretty good shape, so we should be ready to we'll take these candles, of course. We also get a bunch of other stuff. Stagecoach item, extra health, that's really good. Clear all corpses, and a few other inn items, that's nice. Everyone loses some stress. So we are in great shape, I think, to head to the next mountain. We only have one more region to go before we get there. But I think we're going to make the cut here since we made it to the inn. And if you enjoyed this look at Darkest Dungeon 2, obviously we haven't gotten to the DLC content yet, but I wanted to start from a fresh account just to remind myself about how to play the game and stuff. If you enjoyed this look at Darkest Dungeon 2, then do definitely let me know. I am very open to doing more of this. And if you didn't like it, then, you know, also let me know that. I appreciate feedback, positive and negative. Alright, my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this venture towards the Darkest Dungeon. And if you have, of course, feel free to hit like and leave a comment. Both of those things help a ton with the algorithm. And you can subscribe to my channel for more of this and other strategy game videos. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.